And I'll tell you what I think is the whole problem. In the Rittenhouse case, the most bizarre thing happened, and I'll bet all of you saw this. How many of you saw somebody on the left say something like this? If Rittenhouse had been black, what would have happened? How many of you saw somebody say something like that? If Rittenhouse had been black, what would happen? And what did your brain do when you heard that? Didn't your brain just explode and say, oh, what? What? What is wrong with you, right? That was your first impression was probably, what the hell is wrong with you? Why on earth would the race of the people involved make any difference? Like, how is this racial? It's a whole bunch of white guys. How in the world did this become a racial question? And by the way, if a black man had done exactly what Kyle Rittenhouse would do, what would the right be asking? When can we vote for him? Am I right? That's what the right would be asking. If exactly the same thing, but Rittenhouse had been black, they would say, when's he going to run for office? I want to vote for that guy. Now, if you're on the left, you don't get that at all, do you? I don't think there's anybody on the left who understands that even a little bit. Why? Why don't they understand that? I will tell you. Watch this. This is going to blow your mind. Now, I'm going to bring together some things I've said before in different ways. But when I bring this together, I think this is going to blow your frickin' mind. Watch this. Now that I've oversold it. Totally. Here's what I see from the left and the right. What I see is that the left has one filter. They have one filter on life, which is grievance. Their worldview is that whatever their situation is caused by other people who did better. Sometimes they did better because they were terrible racists and they had slaves, whatever. But sometimes they just did better for a variety of reasons. But the left only has one filter. What happens to you if you only have one filter? Well, things don't go well. Things don't go well at all. Because life is somewhat subjective, meaning there's not the one preferred way to look at everything and you're done. Rather, you need a variety of filters for a variety of situations. I would argue that on the right, they have a variety of filters. There's your Constitution, and depending on the topic you're talking about, they might be talking about the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, might talk about the court systems, but basically they have a systems view. Well, we've got a system that takes care of this stuff. They also have a Bible filter, which is also a system. The Bible's a system. It says if you act in this way every day, or as much as you can, you get a payoff in the end, right? Bible is a system. Constitution is a system. Small government is a system. Small government is a system. Because every day you have to work at keeping it small. You want to raise my taxes? No. You want to create a new department? No. Right? You have to work at it every day to keep it from growing. That's a system. And the system says if you can keep it small by working at it really hard, getting your Republicans in office, et cetera, whatever it takes, then you get better results. Now, we don't know the specific result, but overall, if you use these three systems, you get good results on average. Very imperfect. Very imperfect, right? Systems are imperfect, but the best we have. And then also family is another system. Family isn't a goal. It's a system that for many people works very well, especially if you combine it with the Bible filter. The Bible plus the family, two good systems that work together pretty well. Now, I remind you that I'm not personally a believer, but it's obvious that as a system, religion works very well with family. In fact, I wish I had that ability to believe because I think it's an advantage in life. I just don't have it. Now, I'm going to take it to the next level. So the first level is that on the right, people have several filters to look through, and they can change out their filters as they need to. Oh, this is a Bible filter. This is a family filter. This is a government filter. This is the Constitution. So when the Kyle Rittenhouse case comes out, what do the people on the right do? They change their filter to the one that makes sense. They change their filter to the one that fits the situation, the Second Amendment. And they say, self-defense, okay, we're done here. That's it. I put my filter on it. We have clear evidence of self-defense with firearms. Nothing to see here. It's done. The filter got the same answer as the court system, right? So nobody on the right was confused when the courts agreed with them that their Second Amendment filter on this was accurate. Now imagine how lost you would be if you only had one way to look at the world, a grievance filter. And you have a situation that has no race in it whatsoever. But you only have this. That's all you have. Just one filter. You've heard the old saying, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. That's the problem.